work. Did it work? See, was it a success? What happened?
Hold the applause just a minute. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their...
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Brunn. But she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well-researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this All it requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
Make Brunn give up on science, logic, and reason entirely. Then no one will ever dare...
A brain-off against an order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen...
That's hyperbolic.
And here I thought you'd begun to change. Success isn't guaranteed. A fair degree of cleverness is required.
I would be willing and on hand to assist.
Demoralizing an enemy through overwhelming logic may be a preferable alternative to...
I'm not arguing it's the best.
The Order of the Ascendant should be dedicated to uplifting humanity. Seems reasonable. Appreciate you listening. Murder shouldn't be our first option here.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well.
From the legend? If you're retiring as the endpoint, we'll need to find you a colorful new sobriquet. Oh, how about Executioner Emeritus? Alternately, the non-sufferer of fools, but who now won't violently...
All right now, all right.
You should fail. You'll need a viable... The anchor. There is a... I'll need to make an announcement.
For an extemporaneous...
I'll cut off her comms when she begins pleading. Oh, that sounds... And Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? But perhaps I oughtn't have recloistered myself to some issues. You seem like softening the blow. Was there a malfunction? Was there some error in the calculations? Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone wrong. I assure you it is not. Grace was personally What else concerned you? These are all fundamental building blocks. This was just it simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say. I'm not sure if that was so smart it sounded unintelligible, or, well, the contrary. But I glean Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. Is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. While your dialectical alternative of think is distractingly unsettling, perhaps I am, at times, pompously self-assured. I should consider more my own fallibility. The experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. There was some variance to the input data. Not far beyond acceptable parameters, but I believe I followed that, but... Oh, come. One bad test wouldn't mean the science is completely flawed. This has been a difficult conversation.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add. There's a critical flaw in Sir Bujold's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple, yet clever. Because in English, the word like can mean similar to or I prefer. And flies can be to soar, or plural of the insect. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. The framework we interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Bujold's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. That is an interesting thought puzzle. As humorous as it is in a...
We tried.
What was that? You're starting to worry me. Ah, some variance to the input data. Not far beyond acceptable parameter, I believe. Oh! Ah, the there was some... Oh! Ah, the there was some... Oh! There was some variance to... I believe I followed that. Oh, come.
Oh, let's talk later, dear.
Fellow scholars of the Order, a tragic accident has occurred. During our recent experiment in Test Chamber Beta, we failed to recognize that ventilation systems had been left connected to Test Chamber Alpha. As you know, it had been recently refurbished as an enclosure for Anchoris Braun. She gave her life for science. Well, it's true that we found the related research deeply flawed, but she gave her life for the pursuit of science. As the experiment was a colossal failure, I, as senior scientist remaining, have determined we must abandon this inquiry and shut down the program immediately. Oh, such a terrible shame. Farewell!
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. A key experiment fails and Anchoress Brunn falls prey to an unfortunate act.
That's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an Order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. I don't care that you somehow roped... I'm not buying it. The Anchoress, fascinating. You know, I'm well-versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Really? You don't say. I know your fellow exemplar...
Emergency protocol scientist fortifying.
Check your skills for combatant analysis.
Honing in on possible hostile variables. Confounding factor. Yeah. Impact variables.
Standing by to...
Combatant scan. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. On their weaknesses. Fortificator installed.
Oh, look who it is. The legendary former... Say, I know this was difficult and rather a mess, but you listened. You tried to do right before you did what you must.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander.
You forget I know you. You always thought you knew better.
There are...
At any rate, I'm off before I forget.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye. Oh, Brun obviously murdered her. Thought you knew that. Perhaps it was an accident. Perhaps she simply wanted to knock Chow unconscious. Or not. Indefinite immurement isn't for everyone. Even the finest minds make. But her canned feigned concern about Chow... Not yet. Commander, some time to occurred at point obviation. Some parts don't sit right. A bit, yes, with the work we used to do. We could have done better if we'd probably abandoned, and yet such acts were par for the course in the past. When my remorse for Brun rears its head, it will need to get in line. Yes, Southworth implicit. Now she's dead. So at least. According to Anais, we could have reduced the likelihood of that occurring by completing the brain off. It's not anywhere near zero. She seemed pleased that we at least attempted to address her. It's been a while since anyone gave me a good talking to like Anais. I'm pleased. Appreciate you taking.
Insoluble and inconsolable. Auntie's Choice Sweet Dreams. Finally, an edible sedative that tastes good too. Auntie's Choice Antibiotics. Cures most infections.
The state we found the Sovereign in. I do not believe for a moment that he truly wasn't. I am no physician, but I understand the dire implications. The Consul shall be made to pay for his part in this.
Did you need something? Happy to provide more Commander Zane than Buddy these days. He's come a long way, followed his own grand plan. I dare predict he'll run the Earth directly, and good for them. Swimmingly. For once, I don't want to kill him and make his death look like an accident. The old hullhead actually grew a heart. Not even the Archive could have predicted that. She's come so far, killed so many. I'm just so proud. She put that cult in her rear display. I'd like to think it was my mentorship, but she was always too smart for the Dawn. I must admit I wrote off these corporatists as shallow bit obsessed simpletons. I still do on average, but she falls far outside their norm. Her model is a design classic, and the aftermarket mods she received from Niles are most impressive. We'd be dead many times over without her. She makes me laugh more than anyone. Whatever's on your mind. I tried to kill only when necessary. I assume that's in line with your thinking, too. Yes? Yes, this verbal resolution thing is, well, quite novel. I doubt you. I'm not saying never, but because all the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? Because nothing, I'm sure, hopefully by my hand, may all...
I wouldn't give for a big... Got something that needs doing, Commander? Oh, I see. Seems friendly enough. If a mite guarded and a little thick-headed in his view of Auntie's choice. I'll admit, though, not only is he a couple smokes short of a pack, he's also, gotta say, I'm impressed. Oh, I got a lot of choice words that would have even Val covering her. She's dived headfirst. Ain't often you see an elder solving an equation with one hand and stabbing someone in the eye with the other. But something in her changed.
Still too many corporate bootlick, such as... What? Who exactly? Of course I do. What's not to like? To envy? I wish I'd known about her. I used to think he was just a standard arbiter. But the fact that you were able to make him question the very hope it doesn't diminish his zeal in... Such as?
I'll admit, always figured just think about all those posters of the pair. Me? The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain. Always up. Can't say I know her well enough to have much in the way of an opinion. She's still got more loyalty to... Well, he hasn't brought the hammer down. If you had told me, underneath that friendly old lady... Though I will say, I think she'd have a hell of a time passing the Directorate Psychological. Truth be at least that's what I would say if I was... Sure thing. I trust you've got particulars in...
people are gonna start to talk. Aren't you reliable? I just need one moment to copy the data. There. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
I look forward to the... Now, how might we... Yes, don't tell anyone about that outburst. Yes, I'm sure...
For so long, you have only existed as numerical value. Now, with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. I admit, when I sent my initial message, your recent exploits at Greater confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station, such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin. Next, you will tell me we all have free agency to do as we please. A laughable, if not frightening, notion. However, there's something. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss. I must admit I have significant doubts about with an entity like this. The Order agreed to even entertain the possibility. That was not my question. Thus, freeing the Order to conduct its most vital work, while also dividing the burden of governance. Yes, that may have enough merit to warrant a meeting. Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to meet.
Welcome back, Agent. I trust in what manner can I assist you?
The architect. I hear water from see, it's beautiful. I'd provide compensation, but isn't the garden's beautification a reward in and of itself? Feel that reduction in annoyance? Quality.
Out all disruptive influences.
Is a fellow subject for their design work? Refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. I see an unfriendly...
Oh. Never eating Crabble again.
Hostile spot! Spot!
This unit advises reducing noise output to avoid detection. Agents, prepare for combat.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Engaging hostile life forms.
exactly a fighting shape at the moment.
This unit patiently awaits from...
Best refill.
Resuming hostilities.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Prudence dictates we reject individualism in all its many forms.
Preserve said progress. Sustain the system. Gray gone astray? Book a stay today.
Engaging combat protocols.
Protocol ready.
All syringes primed.
Nobody around.
Health benefits
Got my left.
Is a fellow subject
Engaging aesthetics appreciation protocol. Ooh. Ah. What a visually pleasing facility or outdoor stays.
was in those rations?
Just a moment. Forgive me. I found myself irregularly indisposed.
A diet with more fiber may reduce your rate of excretion.
This facility has fallen under the purview of several factions, none of which I believe. I am the Archive's... I still have trouble saying that. Certainly, if you have cleared our... I would pass the Calcaduceus on to you. Here, you are now operator of the Archive. Is there a protectorate curativist house? I feel rather...
Calcaduceus detected. Operator concluded. Organizing replacement. Reading 17. Welcome to the Archive. I am ENIAC, the Universal Equation Numeric Integration Analytic Calculator. With the aid of my operator, I, a non-sentient inorganism, marshal vast computational resources across the moon of Cloister. I am not trapped. I am a person. There are no additional persons present. I am a composed simulacrum of a human being. My tone and demeanor are a carefully constructed complex emulation, a means to effectively convey information to sentient beings. My express programmatical purpose is to aid humanity's advancement to optimize profits, i.e. gain of our society above others, to attract the most consumers.
It would appear the Archive is experiencing an error.
Beg your pardon. How may I best facilitate your efforts? Perusing contents, anatomizing diversiform particulars, concatenating manifold integrants. Cursory assessment complete. An impressive accumulation of rift data. Similar in composition, though decidedly not in scope. Information with the potential to offer unique... But why simply huck goods better, when such a bounty could be used to flawlessly regulate... What is the aim of your query? The previous operator, Assessor Ostergaard of the Protectorate, pursued a like query 1 year, 6 days ago. Though the amount you've to perform similar calculations of 25.7 years, and any job... Calculatory processing presently hovers around 49. In order to improve calculatory processing of rift data, I am afraid that no is a mathematical certitude, despite the Protectorate and Auntie's choice best efforts to prove otherwise. Though must say I admire your drive. Some issues require the conspicuous application of force, such as a fractional reduction in output or descent. I am unlocking access to the Underlands, the subterranean cave network below. It houses 2 key external systems, cold storage and thermal transfer. Cold storage will require servicing before you may retrieve the punch cards needed for processing. Repairing thermal transfer is technically optional, but rather advised. If you fail to restore it, the Archive... Why is that optional? Our continued existence should be a paramount concern. When active, the archive generates an enormous amount of heat. Normally, I can process the Rift data without its repair. Yet, with thermal transfer presently idle, who cares about a herd of pea-brained?
The Order would strongly be against damaging the archive, incidentally or intentionally.
It is difficult. Accurate attempts by non-order operators to reprogram my priorities have also led to issues. Inverting targeting. Any protectorate still on the ground level is now being fired upon. It is the sum total of return to Abba.
Watch yourself. You came from the outside. Escape. Why? Oh, it's because the archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And once the Protectorate retook the machine, now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves. Order and Antes alike. You're what? How? The odds of you regardless, if we are to maximize your odds of success, well, that seems categorically unwise. If you change your mind, may the
Desperate times certainly make for strange bedfellows.
Welcome to I'm the volunteer Sabo. Oh, thank the Lord. I'm on the lookout for a medicine sachet, but I can't leave the If it's but I'm sure.
Of course, nobody's gonna see it. That's not the point. Just don't feel like a human being if my back's not shit.
Well, look at... I'm sure what...
Of course, nobody's gonna...
Auntie stresses that we should... Oh, I'm sure.
Of course, nobody...
detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an anti-choice field manager...
This toolkit is now the property of the Earth Directorate. Use pending. Activation.
I'll take care of him, Commander. Learn missile triangle.
Thermal transfer is fully operational. Later, when I process your data, I will not melt down. Please proceed to cold storage to re-enable punch card retrieval.
kidding. If you ain't cutthroat enough to turn the big profits, you ain't cutthroat enough to try anything on me.
Really? You think that's the right tone to take? You may be able
I don't care what you threaten me.
Is the perfect time for aggressive cap. I'm the one who taught you the...
Whoa, who are you? How did you get past the landmine?
There's rifts down the hall. We've been...
Now, will there be...
There's no need to be rude just because I discovered your... I caught... Ever since...
You're only...
Why would I be? Once I cram your cold body into a vacuum tube, I'm taking all...
Of course! I'm doing what is smart and profitable under Auntie's laws. And I'll be damned if you two idiots... But I'm
I guess you... Well, thank you for your help. Or for letting me solve this. Honestly, I'm not sure who did the kill. Sorry, well...
Hope you get the medicine soon. What? Something's wrong with it? What in blazes is this? Even I know not to give this to my patients. Law only knows what it would do. Then I can only hope. Thanks for going on that wild sprat chase for me.
Of course nobody's gonna see it. That's not the point. Just don't feel like you and me is my back's not shaved clean.
Says death trap like a bunch of literal corpses. Careful now. Can you imagine what it must have taken to build something like the archive? The engineering alone is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Is the pain of this wound making me hallucinate? Or are you the Nobody is from whoever... You what? Why aren't you just an absolute marvel? That... It froze every person fighting inside the... What? Are you... No. No, those of us still fight. Despite everything I've said, you... Very well.
Cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The counter opposition, remember.
Reminds me when I found practically frozen stiff. Less dead though.
Identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What just happened? I didn't do... What? What in the Sovereign's name? How did you get in here? Don't... Please don't hurt me.
Recommended course of action. Violence.
What? Is it stuck?
Got my left on the front.
Data brick extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
A pugnant spot. I'm make her first.
Data brick now in position for export. Station nearby.
Here you are, flooding Arcadia with business opportunities.
Well, let's hop to it, shall we?
way.
Please, I need to know how you access these machines. What did you press? I thought we tried everything. There's too much at stake to let you simply ignore me. Guards, come! What in the sovereign's name? How did you get in here?
The operator has returned.
Disruptive influences.
Storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you
Punch processing may require the services of an exterminator.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The tremor...
Consider choosing between the reactor or punch processing as our next destination.
You've got a job to do.
Return when all required tasks have been completed. It is imperative for all of the odds of success exponentially along.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us?
Guns cocked.
retrieval range. Engage. Entering a conference.
With much card processing enabled, downloads dispersed through the processing.
This unit recommends utilizing the nearby platform-like object as the least injurious means of descent, provided said platform could be spurred into motion.
sense the rift torque flowing through my subsystems. The mission is quite stimulating. All that remains is to restore the archive reactor.
Bettering position.
Reactor turret defenses online. Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed. Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Reactor reinforcement door sealed. Reactor turret defenses offline. The archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Present circumstances present two strategic options: turret recalibration or sealing the doors. Either promotes survivability.
Not a bad idea to take advantage of the supply caches, neither. If you need for. Oh, and there's also the fire suppression
Emergency
system from
first
cold
aid
storage.
cache sealed.
All depends on what you've got in mind.
Emergency first aid cache unsealed. Bunker mech. Get ready.
get away.
This unit, and it will try to perform better in
Attack me?
The archive reactor has been returned to operational status. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the archive central interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sent. Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Processing the Rift data will be impossible until 2 out of 3 competing...
Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
This unit advises proceeding through the nearby doors to reach our next destination of interest.
Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's hopelessly delayed. Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. The allure of security. And stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about why. You don't want your rivals to win now, do you? Collect vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately. Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR. Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net profits. I'd offer more, but I have a move to maintain. What do you say, partners?
Really hope it didn't just break the archive.
To conclude realignment of emphasized categorical imperatives, power down, then power on again. Commencing systems audit. Inventory process increased substantially. Competing priorities successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly faint simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Processing the Rift data is a more optimal course of action than loitering here and not processing the Rift data.
Shall I proceed? Facetious employment of sarcasm to initiate in the interim. May I inquire to your intentions for the archive? After the... I contend that solving of the universal then, once... But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many Rift data... The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaw. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large scale... In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to spot, assuming there is nothing. The remaining...
Valid courses of action include further examination of this inhospitable environment, or returning to the ship to pursue leads based on the acquired data.
Heck law.
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter. A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard. Horizon Point Station has providing intellectual validation to this unit based on energy. While present data does not indicate of her calculating. However, before that is a correct in the failure to make proper preparations raises the likelihood of death and serious damage. It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. Unfortunately, this is not possible due to several factors, including but not limited to the absence of a very large net. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station, hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's...
And I know just how to stop him. Get me close and I'll make it quick.
The Consul's motives are unknown. Warning. There is...
This place is a nightmare beyond the most fevered delusion. And those soldiers, they do not look right.
That's the Sovereign's ship, all right. The console must be close.
It is who we are.
I hadn't lost my sanity before this. I have now. To be so... Too much mayhem to be stoned to stop and talk right now.
This is not a death befitting the noble subject of the Protectorate. The thought of meeting a similar fate makes me shudder. Against the nature of all things. We must bring an end to this immediately.
Should be able to sort this out with the rift modulator.
Deploy that shield of yours, Commander. Unless you're interested in experiencing the air blast of Earth. I, for one, am glad we chose not to die via plasma exposure.
Definitely not a pleasant way to go.
Fuck.
Get away from me. See them? They...
Best be delicate with this one, Commander.
Wait. Commander? So it is you. Thank law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Sounds like they were in the same state as those troopers.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine.
Not fortunate enough to escape the blast?
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So... Stop speaking and...
Your pieces no longer fit together, it seems. The moduli...
So I've come back from death to some... I assume you got a plan? To help me? You do, don't you? Void, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, well, the amount of hope I got ain't worth a damn. This is...
You did what you had to, Commander. Incoming Protectorate. Looks like they're heading to the skip labs. Wonder why. Those Dragoons may not be in the best shape after being pulled from the rift, but that makes them no less deadly.
our path is barred. That rift looks exceedingly unstable.
We better look around. Too much mayhem to be sown to stop and talk right now.
Stand by your side. Even here, at the end of all things.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the...
Your vitals look grim, Commander.
Killing this.
Keep your blood within, Commander!
Commander.
Come in!
Too much mayhem.
we have here? The Sovereign always did fancy himself a scientist.
We operate by the Sovereign's grace. Our accomplishments are his own. If you wish to take credit for a punishment I meted out, I would be delighted.
Too much mayhem to be sown to stop and talk right now.
If we do not take that rover to the Providence, Arcadia may be consumed by these rifts.
please make a request. This ship is only for authorized protector. If you are not displaying... Of the protect. How might this unit bolster? Request. Please keep any and how might this note?
Veritable mosaic of conflict stands ahead.
Kill anything they throw at us.
What? We need access credentials now? Enough of this. Let's just start killing. Far simpler. That rift modulator's gotta be somewhere around here.
To see if he's got the means to access the modulator's control system on his person.
Esteemed Council, every test of reconstitution has resulted in the modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close, unfortunately, the date and all of our had included extensive notes and.
Without the schematics, it's that other information that is perplexing me. If rifts are caused by skip drives, what are they doing in deep space? We can concern ourselves with that later. First, let's find the console.
We stand at the precipice of our goal.
Pretty sure he won't listen to reason. You need to be pretty damn persuasive if you're looking to keep your hands clean. And when that fails, this might be our...
You've come quite close enough.
Throw as many of your lackeys into the grinder as you will.
So passionately delivered, and yet so utterly incorrect. I'm not interested in what you've acquired. Yes, you are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck. Shall we say, the kind that is a pet. I've been following your... When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaos... But now you're here. No. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end?
The Protectorate destroyed Greater Tranquility Station?
It was a modest success. I was able to buy the time to enact the very... It's only a crime in using the... Horizon points just... When the matriarch discovered the first skin... Let me spell it out for you so that you understand. She dissected this tech. Learned, but it was... It is as the Grand Architect designed.
Beware, Commander. The console is a master manipulator.
Your entire... And were I within reach, I would strike down this apostate dog myself.
This course of action... Console...
You owe...
I shall reduce them to a...
Got a live one.
Let us get to the helm and end this, Commander. This is hardly my area of expertise, but I believe I understand. If we...
Maybe let's think of this less as a suit. This is what my whole life has been leading to.
As always, I do not understand the machinations of your mind. But if you are so inclined to sacrifice yourself, I shall not stop you.
Make me sound valiant and selfless.
So in the end, Azahalia Lightinger was able to finally end her life nobly by saving the colony with her sacrifice. Not that she cared about that. She was beyond such pedestrian concerns of right and wrong. She was going to merge with perfection, and she couldn't have been happier. Vigilant Hogarth, now acclimated to Fairfield, leaned on the Protectorate ideals of neighborliness, while overlooking all the authoritarian tactics, so he might help the Order to succeed with the equation. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Inez struggled to resume gainful employment with Auntie's choice. Fortunately, her association with the commander helped her find a spot in a combat unit as a field medic. Yet she couldn't help but wonder if life had more in store. Utilizing what he learned alongside the commander, Tristan attempted to reform Protectorate society from within. But with no authority figure to lead its subjects, the Protectorate was a shell of its former self. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar, forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty. Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. With unfettered access to skip drives, and its reputation untarnished by its still secret agreement with the Protectorate, the Earth Directorate became what it was always meant to be: the ultimate authority in Arcadia. The colony served as a base to expand the agency's reach across the galaxy. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from point obviation lived on, with a Seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of purple berry crunch. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
Honestly, Ruth Bassar could use my help too. She's all brains, but no branding.